Hello everyone in cyber world. Welcome back to another video. I'm Richard.
And I'm Jennifer, and this is our channel we call Poor Man's DIY. We're really excited about this week's video. A company called ATEZR reached out to us to review their product, and what we have is a brand new laser.
Okay, before we get started, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. There are actually a few reviews out there already on the internet. Some may be sponsored, some not. From what I've seen, they've done an absolutely fantastic job. What I've noticed though is a lot of these reviews that are done on lasers are very, very technical, and they are way beyond my skill level use of the lasers. And I think that actually is more appealing to a smaller niche of people who are experienced and they understand the lingo. And there's nothing wrong with that. There may be some experienced laser users who want to upgrade and are considering this particular machine for that. What we want to do is appeal to the brand new users who've never bought a laser before and are interested in finding out what it can and cannot do, and maybe some a little bit more information beyond that. This is also designed so that maybe a person bought a really small laser that engraves a tiny little badges or something on the smaller nature, and they finally realize that they like it so much they want to try and get involved in something larger where they can cut and not just engrave. So we want to be able to show how this turned out. Now, in the past we've done these type of videos where we've done reviews, and we've had some viewers who commented and said, no one wants to see you opening the boxes. And to be honest with you, after thinking about it, they're right. We've actually watched some videos as well on some other people that ended up doing some unboxing and probably weren't all that interested in watching someone take all the products out. So that's something that we've been avoiding all this time. However, in this particular time, we've already filmed the unboxing, and I wanted to explain that we did that for a particular reason. The reason is we wanted to show you how well this is actually packaged, and that's part of our review that shows the company's taken a lot of pride in putting together an object and making sure that it's tightly packed so that it's going to arrive to you safely. So that was a plus for us already before we even started. So now we're going to go ahead and show you the actual unboxing and go from there. Now, we've actually seen a few people that have done some reviews on this product as well, and there was something that I was actually really impressed with, and that itself is how the item is shipped. So we kind of expected this and knew what was going to be coming, but when you open this up, it has some great instructions from what I can tell here. We'll get into that, but look at the quality of their packing. They went through some great effort here to make sure that everything was in here nice and secure, so after you purchase this, you should feel super comfortable that all the pieces are going to be coming in here and they are not going to be damaged. So that is the one thing that we wanted to show, even though this is a boxing. Now we're going to go ahead and take everything out and we'll go ahead and do the assembly. First impression, even before assembling anything, is this is really solid, and from what I can tell, it's really well made. I don't see any plastic parts in here, which to me is a really good sign. I can easily see someone wanting to save money and doing even like this part here or something in different various parts in plastic. And everything is solid. So far so good. Now we're going to go ahead and try and figure out how to put this together.
Here we have the installation guide. Inside is a step-by-step instructions on how to put the machine together. I am very impressed with it, especially at the beginning. It'll have a packaging list with all the materials inside, and then if you keep turning the pages, and it'll go by step, the framework assembly, and then installing the belt tension, adjusting the nut, installing the X-axis assembly, and step 4 is install the bottom support feet, and we'll continue and show you. I'm also very impressed with the packaging. Each package is labeled as step 1, step 2, step 3, and it has the amount of screws in each step, and also there are screw parts available. and spare parts available, and they come with a USB drive.
Okay, it comes with the power adapter, which plugs straight into here. However, the unit itself also comes with an air assist. The air assist also requires power to be plugged in here. In order to do that, they have provided a splitter so that the power comes in one place and goes in two different. So in reality, the adapter is going to be plugged in to this, and now you have two separate power cords. One will go to the laser and the other one will be on the air assist. And last but not least, for the air assist, it comes with some tubing here. The tubing is going to be installed by pushing it on there, and then on the laser itself right there. And there you have it. Our unit has now been installed, and we are going to have to do some testing, but this thing was a lot bigger than what we had thought when we read the measurements. So we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna be using this one. But let's get into that.
Most lasers produce a lot of smoke, but since we have limited storage space in our garage, we decided to encase this and not provide, or not actually buy a case for this. Before we start doing anything with the laser, we're going to connect it right here with the smoke purifier. What we have here is the ATEZR user guide. It's an amazing tool that's a step-by-step instruction guide on what to do and how to use the laser. Another exciting item which comes with the P20 Plus is a thumb drive. What this does is configures the Lightburn, which is the software that controls the laser. The user guide includes instructions on how to use Lightburn, which is a software program for lasers.
So for those of you who have never purchased a laser before, a lot of lasers may come with their own software for that particular company to be able to control it, but there's a lot of lasers that can be controlled by what seems to be kind of the industry standard, or one of the better approved software that's used by many people, and that's Lightburn. Now, Lightburn has the ability to control the laser itself, but as we mentioned in the beginning, you need to configure the software so that it knows how to talk to the laser itself. Now, that may mean you have to identify the height, the width, you have to talk about what type of laser is, what type of motherboard it's speaking to, and so forth. However, in this particular case, ATEZR has made it really simple, and it has provided a USB thumb drive, and all the configurations are already in there. So all you have to do is use your software on Lightburn. You're going to import the device and select what's already on the thumb drive, and it will automatically set up your laser right away. That is a super thing for someone who's new to Lightburn and isn't sure how to do this. So this too is another plus for us. Okay, after adding your material that you're going to be engraving or cutting, the next thing you need to do is you need to make sure that the lens is in the proper location so that it can focus and provide a proper beam on that. This particular laser here has this nice feature where if you lower this arm here, this will set it so that it touches the surface of the item that you're going to be engraving or cutting, and you lower it. And once it's touching there, you tighten the laser so it's solid where it is. You lift the arm back up, and it is now properly distanced so that it can cut. Now this I'm not too keen on, and I've seen some others who have mentioned the same thing. These cords are kind of in a location where I would have preferred if they were on the side somewhere so that they could be out of the way. Unfortunately, this I can't exactly say it's entirely the build's fault. It's how I have it set up. I've got cables that go up and then some go down to the power, but it's all kind of makes it tough to get to the stop button if I need to push that. And I'm not sure if there's really a good place that I can place everything so that it would get out of that way. So this I don't think is the ideal situation for it. I wouldn't call this a plus, but it's not a big deal, so I'm not overly concerned about it. The next thing to do is to power it on. Okay, with this test, we can kind of see how well things actually worked. In the back, yeah, that probably cuts through. That's just a little short. This could probably be easily pushed through, so that's still good. These aren't quite cut all the way. Yeah, those will work. That's also, that's not quite there. Oh, that one's for some reason might have hit the knot, or oh no, that did come out. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea here of based on the speed and the power to use, what you can do. You don't want to use 100% all the time. You wear out your laser quicker on that one. So by using this test, we can kind of narrow down that, yeah, for this particular wood, which is 3 millimeter, 1/8 inch plywood, we could actually go with a speed of 9 millimeters per second and do it at anywhere around 80%, and it still would work fine. If we wanted to, it looks like possibly even going at, wait, I'm sorry, that looks like, oh no, that is 8, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, that's 9. Yeah, that looks like it's about 95%. So probably a good range here is 9 in the 70s, and probably can save your laser's life by using these things, and you don't see as much scorching on that side. When you get into something that is a high powered, the higher the power and the slower it is, you're going to get more burning on the back side here and also on the front if you're not careful. So with this, we now have a good idea of what we can do with this laser. We're going to go ahead and use these settings and now do some testing on the laser itself. Okay, I'm actually pretty excited by the little test that we've done to show its capabilities. It's considerably quicker than laser that we have been using, and so that's also a very plus for us. And now we're going to go ahead and show you some of the things that you can do with this. And there are some people out there that have made some very extensive reviews of the product, and they go into full detail and they test all kinds of different wood. We're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and show you some very simple tests. Basically, we're going to be testing on things that they provided with the laser itself that was in the box. So for this card here, we're going to go ahead and find an image, and we're going to engrave it and see how well it looks on this. As we mentioned, we started off with a card that I believe is 2 by 3.5. This was provided as a sample with the laser itself, and so we wanted to use this to show you what the capabilities of the laser itself is. And here is how it looks. Okay, granted, there's some lines in here. When I was setting it up, I kind of messed with the contrast, the gamma settings. I'm not very good at that. Actually, I'm terrible at that. And so I can see that I messed with the image a little bit too much trying to test it out. And so I kind of, you see these lines there. Had I not messed with it, I think it'll come out really clean. I am super happy with this here. What I did on this one here to get it so nice to fit this perfectly was when I took the blank and I set up the image, instead of setting it up for 3.5, I actually set it up for 4. So the laser itself started engraving above until it actually hit it, and then it was going past. So the image itself was actually supposed to be larger. Now, that means that the laser is going to the bottom and it's hitting something, and some people may be concerned about it, but if you have a honeycomb with the metal plate on the bottom, the laser is not going to do any damage or cause any problems. So that's why we intentionally went oversized so that it would fill this card up perfectly. Next, we're going to go ahead and try something else, and let's see how it does. Now we're going to try an image that we use often on our custom gifts. If you're new to the laser world and are considering purchasing one, there is an accessory that you must have, and that's an air assist. What an air assist does is it blows air while the laser is going, and the air keeps any particles out of the beam so that the beam stays clean, is able to cut deeper, cleaner, and it works much more efficiently, and it doesn't leave as much scorching. This particular laser comes with an air assist. A lot of times when you have a laser purchase, you have to buy the air assist separate. People may not be aware of it, and that's an extra cost for them. But as I said, this comes with it, and for that, it's a huge plus. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, we're going to show you the difference of what it looks like a cut with the air assist and without an air assist. Okay, for the first cut, we're going to do it with the air assist, and then we're going to show without the air assist. So here's the difference. You can clearly see that without the air assist, there's a lot of scorching going on around there, and with the air assist, it provides a nice clean cut. So having an air assist is an absolute must, and once again, this comes with this particular laser, so that is a big plus for us. Okay, we're going to go ahead and conclude and give you the final review of this product. Unfortunately, Mrs. Poorman's a little under the weather. As those of you with children and grandchildren know, they tend to bring things constantly, such as the flu and the cold and whatnot on a regular basis. Mrs. Poorman just recently got over it, and she caught it again, so we know I'm next. I need to get this video done before I'm in bed. So anyhow, let's go ahead and we're going to break this down step by step in the different parts and tell you how we rate it. So part one is the actual shipping. The shipping, we think, was outstanding. It was very solid, and I think that even if it were dropped and whatnot, the packaging might get damaged, but the contents are going to be safe. And so that, although it's not the actual laser itself, you can feel confident about purchasing from this particular company, and we give that a 10 out of 10. Part two is the quality of the laser itself. The frame and the laser is solid as can be. I was very impressed. The thing's not moving around and shaking when the laser head is doing its thing. And that has a lot to do with the weight and how solid it was. So for this, we also give this a 10 out of 10. Part three, assembly. Now, the instructions on this were fantastic. They had some great pictures, and I've worked in the IT world, and I've seen some manuals before, and there are some companies that do better than others, and but this one here in particular gave some outstanding instructions and pictures. And not only did they give you instructions on how to assemble it, they actually provided you with instructions on how to use it, how to use software that doesn't even belong to them, and how you utilize it with their laser. I thought that was going above and beyond. So between those two, there was a minor thing that I got a little confused on the picture and the instructions. That might be minor, so if anything, maybe we'll drop it to a 9.9 out of 10. Part four is the laser itself. The engraving, I was super happy with. I have not been able to get any pictures to work out well, and that's my fault. I know there's a lot that you need to do with pictures before you start an engraver. The laser is only going to be able to engrave what you tell it to do. If you have a poor quality picture that you don't get set up in the proper black and whites and whatnot that a laser utilizes, then your quality of your image isn't going to come out quite as well. I'm old, I'm blind, I can't get those images to be perfect, but I have seen them done extremely beautifully, and even though I normally can't come out with something, I love this. This little card was pretty awesome, so I'm very happy with that. If there is any problem with this, the engraving, I would have to say that was my fault. So on this one too, I also give it a 10 out of 10. Part 4B. We talked about the engraving, and now we talk about the cutting. The cutting was incredible. I've only dealt with a 10-watt lasers thus far, and the fact that having a 20-watt was just something else. I didn't know if it would really work that much better, and it did. These particular things, we normally cut this out and put it on a flag and sell this as a custom gift, and it usually takes considerably longer. This went fast, and the cut itself was clean. There was little charring left, so I didn't have to do a lot of cleaning, wiping it down and whatnot to make it ready for the gifts that we make. So that was very impressive, and the fact that it was able to do it in half the time of what I'm used to. So for us, that too is a 10 out of 10. Now I admit, if I had something that was 40 watt, 60 watt, something that would be even better because I could cut through super thick woods and whatnot, but I really don't do those types of things for the gifts that we make and sell. So for us, 20 to 40 is probably ideal. Don't have a 40, this 20 was fantastic, but so still I give 4B a 10 out of 10 as well. Part 5, this is the extra accessories. In this case, I'm referring to the air assist. If you buy an air assist on its own, that alone is going to cost you a couple $100 in addition to the laser that you purchase. The fact that this comes with this was absolutely wonderful, and that was a feature that I loved, and I'll definitely give this one a 10 out of 10 as well. And last but not least, part 5. And this is pricing. Now, in my opinion, if you take a look around for 20-watt lasers, diode lasers, they're all generally about the same price range. So I can't speak to see the quality of some of these other ones. I've never actually used them. I have used other laser, and compared to that, this one works extremely well, and so I think the price point is fantastic. In addition, it comes with the air assist, which makes it even better. So for pricing, 10 out of 10. So I guess by now you can probably guess what our final conclusion of this is, and we actually rate this a 10 for us. This was just absolutely fantastic. We are honored that we were chosen for this, and I have no qualms whatsoever recommending this laser. Especially if you're a beginner, this thing is fantastic, simple to set up. The instructions are there so that you can get right to work on it, and then you can learn from there the additional steps and tricks and whatnot that you can do and improve on your abilities with the laser. Overall, I am absolutely thrilled with this, and we definitely give this a 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, and highly recommend it if you're looking for a new laser. With that, we'll see you again sometime soon. Bye-bye.